I wanted to make this video today in order to warn you guys on what I think could happen in 2025 and 2026. Now, what I'm about to say isn't financial advice. I just want to lay out some potential options that you guys may want to consider for your own investment and life plans. You decide what's best for you and your family. Now, I made a video a few years back explaining that I see stagflation on the horizon, and that call just seems to be more and more true by the day, especially with major news outlets predicting the same thing. Energy prices remain high, food prices remain high, homes remain unaffordable for most people, my generation and younger than me, and most people are just struggling to make ends meet. Men and women around the world are just straight up giving up on each other and are not forming households and starting families. The nuclear family is what holds society together, and we're starting to see the slow breakdown of it because marriage rates have fallen and no one is having kids anymore. The times we live in right now are tough, but unfortunately, I believe they're about to get a whole lot tougher. Financial markets are dropping like flies, central bank interest rates are dropping, yield curves have uninverted after being inverted for, in some cases, their longest periods of time on record. Yield curves are a very reliable indicator of economic slowdowns and financial calamities, and they're predicting something very big is around the corner. Liquidity is drying up in the system, counterparty risk is increasing, money velocity is slowing down. All signs are pointing to a huge financial crisis on the horizon, and also a recession, maybe even a depression. The world runs on debt creation in order to create currency, but what backs that currency is essentially our productivity. And for many years now, our productivity is taking a nosedive when compared to the amount of actual inflation of the currency supply has happened. Basically, nowadays, everyone seems to be living on credit. This lower amount of productivity is actually creating a lot of the higher prices that we see nowadays. And it makes it harder for the everyday person to make ends meet. That working in tandem with the inflation of the monetary supply of these currencies, especially since 2020, when massive amounts of easy money was created with little productivity to back it. We're headed into what I and many others believe to be the greatest wealth transfer in history. Now is the time to be as low to the ground as humanly possible. Not to over leverage yourselves, start businesses, create side hustles, drive a beater car if you have to, cook your meals at home, live with roommates, do whatever you can in order to limit your expenses, while also having a larger amount of income. Pay off debts as much as you can and build up a liquidity position to take advantage of market discounts, because there will be some discounts in the future. It's also probably a good idea to keep some liquidity out of the banking system due to international bank bail-in laws. Cash is a great way to do that, have cash on hand, but it's also probably a great idea to hold gold and silver, as they used to be the old forms of money that we used to transact with. And those are great to have just because currency could devalue in the future and your money that you rake in will be worth less than what it is now. And if you have large positions in publicly traded companies, I suggest you definitely look into the direct registration system and or holding physical certificates, because your name ends up on the shareholder register of the company that you invested with. And if you hold your stocks in a brokerage account, you could risk having your stocks hypothecated and rehypothecated if your broker starts to have solvency issues. Also, if you paid off your house, maybe it's a good idea to hold your physical deed with your name on it, saying that you're the owner of your own home. Because over the years, I've learned that really, if you don't hold it, you do not own it. It doesn't care what your perception of it is. If you don't have physical ownership, you just, I don't know what to tell you. You just don't own it. And also that goes with having the everyday things that you need to sustain your quality of life, like having clothes on your back, having food in the pantry, having security and protection, having physical forms of entertainment, having power backups if the power were to go down, maybe even have ways to purify water, because water is the most important thing to sustain life. There is just a lot of uncertainty in front of us, and we really don't know where things are going to go. People are way angrier than they've ever been, and the main reason why is because their purchasing power isn't taking them as far as they thought it was going to take them, especially when compared to the previous generations before us. It seems like every day on the internet now, people are just picking fights back and forth with each other to no end. We're the most divided that we've ever been, and something's gonna break pretty soon. But the whole purpose of this video is to essentially explain that no matter how hard times may be in the future, there will always be times in order to build wealth and prosper. You have to be disciplined in this environment. You have to produce more than you consume and be there for the people around you in your communities. Now, more wealth is built in bear markets than they are in bull markets. And right now, I think we're just coming out of a very large and inflated bull market. Everyone is more distant than they've ever been in modern history. But now is the time for us all to come together and for us to build together, grow together, and be there for each other. Because I believe we can all get through this together, even more connected and stronger than we were before. Times will be tough, I'm not gonna lie. But I think if anything, by the time we come out of it, we'll be even stronger than we were before and more connected than we have been in a long time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.